Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Big Lair here on crypto coaching and training. I hope everyone's doing well. Today is June 6, 2020. It's a Saturday here in Japan. Had some nice weather today. How's the weather where you guys are? Okay, I'm making this video here. This is an intro to cryptocurrencies, and these are things that you must learn. You know, recently a lot of people have asked me to do an introduction video on cryptocurrencies, which I call cryptos. So here this video is. Now, in this video, I will discuss what cryptocurrencies are, why they are unique, their characteristics, the pros of having cryptos, how they compare to fiat money, what is the blockchain, what is Bitcoin and why is it so special. Next, I'll explain how to buy cryptos. I'll explain the 4 kinds of wallets for storing your cryptos and how to be safe with your cryptos. Okay, let's get right to it. Cryptocurrencies. Well, now this was written, I made this PowerPoint back in 2018, so some of the references might be from 2018 and 2017, but they're very relevant to today. Okay, the first slide here. Cryptocurrencies. Well, the U.S. House of Representatives said that cryptocurrencies are the future of money. And more financial advisors and people should be taking the time to truly understand cryptocurrencies because they are going to change numerous areas of our life. Absolutely. Now, this person, Jansen here from the previous slide, I think they summed up the feelings behind cryptocurrencies with 3 points, 3 very good points. First, customers want to learn about cryptocurrencies from a trusted source. 2, blockchain technology is here to stay. Absolutely, it's here to stay. So many big tech companies, including Microsoft, are 100% behind this. It's the future. And as I just said, big names in the finance and technology worlds have already gotten on board, and that's why we know this is the future. This is going to be the future, folks. Now this fellow here, I can't even begin to pronounce his name. I'm going to say Bardwaj. He informs us of a key point in regards to cryptocurrencies. And I really like this quote, so that's why I have it here. It says Bitcoin, I should say quote, Bitcoin does not know your name, your gender, or even your race. That's one of the awesome things about cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. The next point, cryptocurrencies are not created or controlled by countries, and they work under an established set of rules that ensure the integrity of the data being exchanged. Now, they're not controlled by countries. However, there is some evidence to show that some countries are trying very hard to control the prices on cryptocurrencies, and possibly some countries have been successful in doing this to a certain extent. So that point is negotiable, I think. Okay, what are cryptocurrencies? Well, this sums it up pretty good here. Cryptocurrencies, they're stored, or they're created and stored electronically in the blockchain. They have no intrinsic value. They have no physical form. You know, fiat currency like the US dollar or the Japanese yen or the British pound, you can hold it in your hand. It has a physical form. Cryptocurrencies do not have a physical form. Okay? The supply of cryptocurrencies is not determined by a central bank. Cryptos do not move around when they are transferred. Okay? They are stored in digital bank accounts known as wallets that users can access from anywhere with only an internet connection. That's one of the great things. Okay, what are some of the pros of cryptocurrencies? Well, they're deflationary, which means you can't just keep, well, there are some cryptocurrencies. Let me just say this. There are some cryptocurrencies like XRP. It seems this organization, just the Ripple organization, or the Ripple Foundation, whatever their name is, in the past they have created more XRP. But usually for most cryptos, they are deflationary, which means they start out with a set amount and they never increase that amount. okay? The reason we have inflation with our fiat money is because governments print more money. They actually print more paper money. And the more money they print, the less value of each, for example, dollars. Let's take US dollars. As the government prints more and more paper dollars, the value of those dollars goes down. So when you go to buy something, it costs more dollars. And the government will say, oh, that's inflation. Well, it's inflation because the government has made the value of the money less. It's not the fact that this magical or mysterious thing called inflation happened and now suddenly everyone wants more dollars for the goods they sell or the service they provide. It's simply the fact that the existing dollars have lost value. So with cryptocurrencies, most of them, a majority of them, they've decided how many there are going to be, and there will never be any more than what they've decided, okay? They've decided in the beginning there will only exist this many cryptocurrencies or this many coins, depending on what the project is, and they will never increase it. Okay, next. Most cryptos have a decentralized peer-to-peer network. That's really good. You don't want to have centralization because centralization means someone can come along and control it. Next, cryptocurrencies have a public transaction ledger. And I'll get into that a little bit more in a second here. Okay, you have complete control of your cryptocurrencies. That's the beauty of it, right? They are resistant to counterfeiting. And there are low transaction costs. Very, very, very low transaction costs. How low? Well, do a Google search or take your favorite search engine and search for transaction costs of sending, $100 million of Bitcoin or $100 million of Litecoin. And you'll find some extremely low transaction costs, unbelievably low. I won't get into that here, okay? Okay, now what is the blockchain? This is the question everybody asks me, and I've actually done this presentation for what I would call, the average person who just wants to learn about cryptos and get into it, all the way up to company CEOs. Okay, I've given this presentation to numerous people in numerous different fields and occupations, right? The one thing everyone says to me is, what the heck is the blockchain? They can't wrap their heads around it. Okay, first, the blockchain is a database and it's stored across millions of computers. Okay, now to wrap your head around this, just imagine a spreadsheet that is duplicated thousands of times across the network of computers. Then imagine that this network is designed to regularly update this spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet gets updated on every single computer. Okay, and that gives something called consensus, which I won't get into here, but it's a spreadsheet. So every computer in the network has a copy of the spreadsheet. And everyone agrees that this is what's going on. This is what the ledger says. We all agree the ledger says this, okay? And once it's done, you cannot go back and change it. Okay, so these records in the blockchain are public. Everyone can see them. They're accessible. If you know where to do an internet search, it's very easy to find the blockchain for Bitcoin or the blockchain for Litecoin or something, or Ethereum. You can easily search and easily verifiable. So if you have a transaction number or a transaction ID, I forget exactly what it's called, you can take that, put it into a blockchain search engine, and it will show you exactly everything about that transaction. Okay, so in the end, to put this whole thing together, the information on a blockchain is shared and it's continuously reconciled because it's updating, right? There's so many transactions going on, so it's continuously being reconciled or updated. Reconciled means it's updated and everyone agrees with it. Everyone in the network agrees with it. Okay. Let's see, what is the blockchain? I have an interesting quote here from PricewaterhouseCoopers, a 2016 report they did on this. So they're a big consulting firm, and they were writing about this 4 years ago. And they were saying participation in the blockchain is only limited by access to the internet, rather than by factors such as having a credit history or a bank account. So the blockchain, cryptocurrencies do not care about your credit score, and they don't care if you have a bank account or not. You can use these. You can have access to these, right? You can purchase these. I mean, you can have these things, right? I said purchase, but there's different ways to purchase, and we'll get into that in a second. Now, the reason the blockchain is so amazing is because it prevents double spending. How does it do this? Because it verifies that each transaction is added to the distributed ledger. So you have one transaction, let's say you have one Bitcoin, and I send that Bitcoin off, and it gets added to the ledger, and so many different computers in the network say, yep, this Bitcoin was used to buy X, or it was sent to this person. So it was used, it was sent for XYZ, and they probably don't even know why you sent it, why you sent it to someone else's Bitcoin address. Now, once that's done, the network agrees that this Bitcoin has been spent, at least from my standpoint, because I sent it, so I no longer have it. Now someone else has it, a different address has it. So there's no way I can go back and try to double spend this, because the network would say, nope, it's already been spent once. Would not allow it to happen. Okay, next, the blockchain, it severely reduces transaction costs for individuals and businesses, because a trusted third-party intermediary is not needed. It takes trust out of the equation. Okay, now let's get into cryptos versus fiat money. Let's just compare these two here. Okay, cryptos, we said, are deflationary. And then I mentioned to you that fiat money, which is the paper money you have in your wallet, that's inflationary. If the government wants to, they can print more paper money, and that will make the existing paper money you have worth a little less than it was the day before. Okay, cryptos, the supply is not determined by a central bank. Fiat money, the supply is determined by a central bank. Cryptos are resistant to counterfeiting. Fiat money can be counterfeited. Cryptos have low transaction costs. Fiat money has high transaction costs, especially when you think about credit cards, very high transaction costs. Both cryptos and fiat money are a store of value, and they're both a medium of exchange. You can use them to purchase or to get other things, right? You can use your cryptos and you can use your fiat money to buy things, right? You can pay for food if the restaurant is set up for that kind of payment with cryptos. And you can buy houses. People have bought cars with cryptos. Pretty much everything that you would buy with fiat money can be purchased with cryptos now. Somewhere in the world, right? It may not be where you live, but it's being done. Okay, so what is Bitcoin? Everyone talks about Bitcoin. All of the people I've given presentations to, their first question is usually, okay, questions number 1 and 2. Number 1 or 2 will be, what is the blockchain? And then the next question is always, what is Bitcoin? Or sometimes the first question will be, what is Bitcoin? Number 2, what is the blockchain? So what is Bitcoin? Well, it's the world's first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoin started this whole thing out. It's not controlled by any central authority, although there is like a foundation of people that are managing it. So there may be a question about, is it being controlled or not controlled? And that's not the scope of this video here, okay? It is a worldwide cryptocurrency and payment system, and it was invented, we think, by someone called Satoshi Nakamoto. Sounds Japanese, doesn't it? We don't know. We don't know. The person has never come forward and said, yes, I did this. We just know a name. And there's lots of rumors about, was Satoshi Nakamoto a real name, not a real name? Is it one person? Is it more than one person? We really don't know. Okay, next. Bitcoin has a limited supply of 21 million Bitcoins. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins. Wow, think about that. You know, where I am in Japan, Well, Tokyo, if we look at Tokyo, not just Tokyo City, but the Tokyo metro area, which they sometimes call the Tokyo metropolis, has about 25 million people in it. Just that one area of Japan. So with only 21 million Bitcoins, not everyone in Tokyo would get one. If I handed all 21 million out, it wouldn't even be enough for everyone in Tokyo. So we're not even considering the world population. So just imagine if there's only 21 million of these things, what could the value go to someday? Okay, so if you have even one Bitcoin, you are in a very small percentage of the population. Okay, and Bitcoin exists on a decentralized ledger, which we just talked about, and that's shared by thousands of computers worldwide. Now, Bitcoins are created through a process called mining. You've probably heard about Bitcoin mining before. I won't go into that because that takes a little bit of an explanation, but Bitcoin mining, this is how they are created. Okay, now let's get into how do you buy cryptocurrencies? Well, you could go to an internet exchange, after you funded your account. Or you could do it peer-to-peer, which simply means person to person. Someone has a Bitcoin they want to sell or some cryptocurrencies, and they've got a software wallet on their phone. You have a software wallet on your phone. You hand them money, and they send the cryptocurrencies to you. It should take a matter of less than a few minutes, I would think. I've seen transactions take place as fast as a person could touch the send button. The send button was pushed, and not even a second later, the other person's phone had a ding. It's already there. So it can be very, very fast. Okay, so if you're going to use internet exchanges, this would be an exchange on the internet, right? Basically a website, To do it this way, you need to have a bank account because you have to connect your bank account to this exchange to fund your exchange account. You will also need a secure email address. You will need a cell phone, which I'll talk about in a second, for two-factor authentication, and you will need an internet connection. Now, if you want to do it peer-to-peer, you need the money to pay the seller, so you're probably walking around with cash, right? You'll need some kind of cryptocurrency wallet. So you're either going to have the wallet on your phone or on a tablet or a laptop because you'll be taking it with you more than likely. And you will need a cell phone or a laptop. And you'll need an internet connection, right? So the wallet will either be on your cell phone or laptop, and that would be the device you would need to take with you. Okay. Now, how do you store your cryptocurrency? So I just said you need a wallet, right? A software wallet or something. And there's actually four kinds of wallets. We have exchanges. So if you're on an exchange, you're on an internet exchange, one of these websites, you've got a wallet. You've got wallet addresses. You can go in there with your cash and you can buy all kinds of cryptocurrencies, and you will have an address in that exchange that's just for you. Okay, you'll have addresses for each cryptocurrency just for you. So those are also wallets in a sense, right? What the address is on your exchange. Then you can have a paper wallet, you could have a software wallet, or a hardware wallet. Okay? Let's see. Now exchanges, this is how most people buy their first cryptocurrencies. This is like a gateway for most people to get their cryptos. It's not as secure as some of the other wallets because there is a potential for security holes. I mean, look at Mt. Gox in Japan a number of years ago. They had a ton of Bitcoin stolen, and then there was one, oh boy, just, what was it, a year and a half ago? Yeah, a year and a half ago. I forget the name of the exchange here in Japan, like over $530 million worth of, what was that coin? I can't even remember now, it was so long ago. A year and a half is a long time in the crypto world. But yeah, they had money stolen because they had some security holes. And so it's not as secure as other wallets. However, if there is a problem where someone comes in and steals cryptos from your exchange account, I would guess almost 100% of the time the exchange will take responsibility and they will reimburse you for those cryptocurrencies that were, taken from you, right? Okay, now there's a paper wallet. You just print this thing out. This is secure, very secure, but there's the danger of losing your wallet. If you lose this paper, bam, your cryptos are gone. They're just lost in cyberspace because you're the only one who has the address for it. This paper wallet is great, but if you lose this thing, if it gets burned up, if it gets wet and the ink gets all funny, you're done, okay? But it is secure. Okay, software wallet. This would go like on your computer, like if you have a tablet or a cell phone. This is secure, but there is a chance of being hacked. Having like someone could do a phishing attack on you or a spear phishing attack, and they could get some personal information from you, and then they could hack into your wallet and software wallet and get all your stuff. I'll talk about that in a second too. Okay, now hardware wallets. These are the most secure. The most secure, absolutely. But if you lose your password, oh boy, same situation. You lose your password, you can't get into your hardware wallet, your cryptos are gone. They will lost in cyber. They'll just sit there in cyberspace and they'll never be claimed. Okay, so if you have a hardware wallet, well, software wallet also, boy, you've got to remember your password. Like, write that thing down, have copies of it. Of course, don't tell anybody. Don't have it anywhere where someone can see it or find it, but it's very, very important. Okay, how to be safe with your cryptos? Well, you're going to need a secure email account. Very secure email account. Not Google, not Yahoo. None of those are secure, okay? You'll need to manage your devices. You need to split up each task to a separate device. You have one device for email. This is for dealing with your cryptos. So if you have a secure email account, only one of your devices accesses that email account, and it does no other job. You have one device for exchanges. That one device accesses exchanges for you to buy and sell your cryptos, and you do nothing else on it. Another one is for research. If you want to research about cryptos, it only researches cryptos. It doesn't do anything else. And then you'll need a cell phone. And you would need that for two-factor authentication. Okay, it's recommended that you install a virtual machine. You're going to need to use two-factor authentication, absolutely, to be secure. And these points are not negotiable if you want to maintain security and then maintain your wealth, right? Because you need to be in charge of what's going on here, right? Okay, now if you'd like to watch the second half of this video, come on over and join me on my Patreon channel. I'll put a link down below. I believe the link is patreon.com/Jack's Private Coffee Corner. That's the old name of my site. I haven't changed it yet, but it's called, Crypto Coaching and Training, but that's the address down below there. What does the second half of this video cover? What does it cover? Well, how to choose a secure email account, how to manage your online and device security. This is of the utmost importance. Using virtual machines, the importance of using two-factor authentication. Web browser security, what do you need to know? How to protect yourself from phishing and spear phishing attacks, and then putting all of this information together. That's in the second part of this video, which is on my Patreon channel. And I also have many detailed videos on every aspect of cryptos, from choosing and downloading wallets to creating an exit strategy for when you want to sell and take some profits. Now, while my channel gives very detailed recommendations that have benefited a lot of people already, I am not a financial advisor. I provide my information for educational purposes only. Any information I give in my videos or in written form should be taken with this in mind, and everyone should be responsible for their own actions and do their own research when it comes to cryptos. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a very good starter video on the things you absolutely need to know if you're going to get into having cryptocurrencies. Okay, hope you guys have a great day. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, smash up that like button for me. And I appreciate your comments and questions. If you have any comments and questions, I also like to see those. Give me some feedback. All right, guys, you take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.